Who's your commander?
Good luck.
Equip.
Move to combat. Resolves.
Right.
Now, before you attack
Does
me,
anyone have an answer?
well played.
Good game.
Hello everyone, my name is DJ, you're watching the Jumbo Commander YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about the best sorceries in Commander. They might not be categorically the best ones, but my list are my favorite sorceries, and some of them are incredibly powerful. But before we get started, I want to talk about the 10 most played sorceries just on EDHREC.com. I'm not going to be just repeating something you can look up online in a list, so let's look at the most played sorceries out there. Starting off with 4 ramp spells. Cultivate and Kadama's Reach, both the top 1 and 2 slots, both do the same thing. Lands on the battlefield are great, lands in your hand for land drops are great too. Next up we have Rampant Growth and Farseek, 2 2-mana ramp spells in green. Just wonderful cards here, and that's taking up the first 4 slots. Number 5 is Demonic Tutor. This is amazing because in a singleton format, we have so much variance and the ability to play any card we want just for the additional cost of 2 mana is huge. You know, just being able to get that land for that land drop or that combo piece, Demonic Tutor is amazing. Okay, next up we have our first board wipe on the list. It's Blasphemous Act. White has so many good board wipes. Even black has a lot of good board wipes. And so Blasphemous Act makes it in here because it is far and away the best red board wipe. Very few of them can weigh in. So while everyone picks and chooses their best white board wipe, everyone goes for Blasphemous Act. Next up, we have Ponder. I love smoothers like Ponder and Preordain. And so if you can play 1-mana cantrips that can help you get to lands when you need them, get them away when you don't, your games of Magic are going to be better and smoother. Next up, we have something similar, Faithless Looting. Faithless Looting is card disadvantage. You draw 2, dump 2 in the graveyard, and you've played a card to do this, but it's got flashback. And that many cards churning through the deck, that kind of filtering can be good. Also, we're in a format where your graveyard is a resource. So Faithless Looting, get in my Reanimator decks, get in my Graveyard Shenanigan decks. And number 9, we've got Windfall. You know, wheel effects are incredibly powerful. They're amazing sorceries, but a lot of them are priced out. Like, they're really difficult to afford, but Windfall is cheap, like $2 or $3. Let's refill our hands, but let's not even refill our hands based on what we have. There's some player across the table hoarding cards. Let's get that many cards. Number 10 is Merciless Eviction. Just a really powerful board wipe. Not powerful because it comes down early, 6 mana is a lot. It's using 2 different colors, but this is an old school one that lets you pick and choose exactly what you want to take out. And so that flexibility comes through in Commander games. These are the top 10. These represent a lot of what Commander's looking for. All right, so what are my top 5 sorceries for Commander? Well, I'm actually going to give you a little bit of an extra bonus because I'm going to talk about 5 really powerful cards that would make my list if they weren't stupidly expensive. I mean, it just makes no sense that Wheel of Fortune is $250 to $350 because this is an effect that refills our hand in red. The card draw is insane, and Wheel of Misfortune and all of these other effects that try to imitate it just don't stack up. I'm sorry. Wheel of Fortune, I'm sorry you're so expensive. But of course, next in blue, we have similar effects. I mentioned Windfall being really great, but what about Time Spiral? You know, ways to churn through your entire deck and rebuy your graveyard, and this is a spell that you can cast for free, except you can't cast it because it's $200. Next up, we have some graveyard shenanigans in white. I'm a fan of Replenish. Replenish pulls all of the enchantments from your graveyard straight on the battlefield. It is a powerful effect, even though it's narrow. It basically wins the game. It's so much fun, but it's over $100. In black, we've got Yawgmoth's Will. Yawgmoth's Will can take over a game, it can be a combo piece, or it could just be a value Yawgmoth's Will. Just play it and get a bunch of things back. It's so good to rebuy all those cards you wasted in your graveyard, except to buy this card, you need close to $300. Out of here. Now I looked in green to try to find an expensive card to showcase here. There just really wasn't. So green appears to be pretty affordable, but do you know what? I'm putting Triumph of the Hordes in here. Get out of here, Triumph of the Hordes. $15 to kill your opponent with Infect. Get into Craig's deck, out of mine. All right, let's get into my actual top 5. And to start us off, let's just transition from Triumph of the Hordes, because that seems like a dirty card for dirty people. No, let's just transition from Triumph of the Hordes into another just gross card that definitely makes some people salty. It's Expropriate. This 9 mana blue sorcery has Council's Dilemma. It's a bribery and a special time warp, like just put together. The thing that's insane about Expropriate is that you get all of these important resources from your opponents and the time to use them. Plus, extra turn spells are just really good. Let's go into a card I do love to play. It's Reanimate. This sorcery is amazing because it's so efficient. A single black mana to target any creature in any graveyard. I love messing with your opponent's graveyards, taking their cards and playing with them, and Reanimate is just efficient. It always cheats mana at the cost of life. We're Commander. We've got plenty of life to spare. Reanimate, get that creature on my side of the battlefield. Speaking of creatures on my side of the battlefield, I want to have some sort of tutor in here because Demonic Tutor is so good. It's such a powerful sorcery, but you know what? I'm going to get that creature straight onto the battlefield. I'm going to tutor it in with Finale of Devastation. This is my preferred way to end a game because if I have enough stupid mana, I can pump it into this creature and then anything will win. My Secure Tribe Elder will become massive and pump everyone and win the game. But this can also just search up a combo piece or utility creature because it's super efficient. You know, I mentioned how much I love the effect of Replenish. It's just so powerful to get all of your enchantments back onto the battlefield. But what if I could do the same thing with instants and sorceries? Mizzix's Mastery is so much fun. The overload cost is a lot at 8, but the flexibility to just get something you need back earlier on for 4, hey, I need to remove that creature. Hey, I just need to draw more cards. But in the late game, you become a commander genius as you flash back your entire graveyard of instants and sorceries. Hopefully you can just cast all the sorceries on this top 10 list. And then finally, my favorite sorcery is just a simple white board wipe. So simple, so clean, it's Tragic Arrogance. This 5 mana board wipe is severely underplayed. 3 white for each player. You get to choose what creature they have left. I'm going to choose my best creature, and you're going to have to make some sort of deal so I can choose the creature you want to. I love the politics. You get to keep them with some creatures, get rid of others. It's basically a one-sided board wipe because in Commander, you usually have a split between power creatures and utility creatures. So you can keep your own power creatures and leave your opponents with, well, very, very little. I've just been floored by how impressive this card is. It's 60 cents and it is not seeing as much play as it needs to. The play patterns are so good. Play Tragic Arrogance, please. All right, so these are my cards, my sorceries that I love. Tell me about the sorceries that you love and which ones I missed in the comments down below. I also want to thank Cool Stuff Inc. You should buy Tragic Arrogance right now. Cool Stuff Inc. Use the coupon code JUMBO5 to save 5% off your order. That's right, 5% of 60 is 3 cents. Save 3 cents on your order right now. But anyways, you can pick up any sort of number of cards. Cool Stuff Inc. is amazing, and thank you very much for supporting me. Speaking of supporting me, patrons, you guys support me all the time. You're the best. Thank you, patrons. This channel would not happen without you. And thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments about those sorceries. All right, everyone. Bye-bye.